Hey folks, today I'm showing a little bit of a speed paint of a drawing that I did the other day. It's very near and dear to my heart. This is a drawing of a friend of mine. We've been friends for quite a long time. So for this drawing, I didn't have much of an idea at the start. You can see I'm laying out all these buildings. There's graffiti on the left one over there, and that's pretty significant. But as you can see, I have some weird points and I keep moving the midpoint. I didn't have much direction when it came to this one. So later on down the line, you can see me moving things. I had no idea what I was going to do for the buildings on the right, so I decided why don't I make them Shinto shrine looking. And so you can see the spires and the hooks on the end of things. And in the middle of those two tall buildings, with those spires, you can see like a little Shinto thing, which I think is really cool. Then in the foreground, I decided to go ahead and separate them and start the main body. So as I was saying in the beginning, this is kind of a guy, or at least this guy is a little bit of a drawing of my friend here. And as you can see, I was spending a lot of time on moving the hips and the legs because it didn't quite look right to me. So I looked at a lot of references of people like sitting on benches in parks and stuff, and that's how I got to this here. Now I understand that the thighs are a little small, but that's pretty okay because of, perspective and stuff. But the shins are looking really, really big, like the calf area. Those are really big, and I should have fixed those, but I never got around to fixing those. That's why I always recommend, not always looking your drawings secularly, but looking back at the big picture. Taking a break usually does the trick too, because then you have to come back with fresh eyes and understand more what you're drawing. See, I like to do different outfits, like different stranger looking outfits on people, but I went for a more casual thing this time. This time all I did was give him an overcoat that's kind of cut, like a crop top overcut that kind of slats down. I think that's a really nice look. I had badges there, right there too. I had a little bit of trouble with the hair, and as you can see, I will position it every so often. Now over here I'm writing down the word sloth on the dirt here. I feel like I did a very good job on the right hand, but the left hand leaves much to be desired, and unfortunately I never decided to go back and fix it. That's the one regret I have with this drawing. But cleaning up these spires was actually kind of fun, I must say. I believe this drawing took about 4 hours in total, so it was quite draining. But nothing close to the Splatoon one that I did that was 8 hours, which was very draining. I feel like I did a very good drawing with colors this time around, in comparison to the Splatoon drawing, just because I had a little more brain power. Going back to that car over there, that that's not my best work. As you could see my programs opening up. That's when I was pausing to go and take a walk. I had to get some exercise in. I didn't feel like editing those out because, why? I'm a drawing channel. Putting in those lines using the line tool is very helpful to get all those straight lines. You might think it's cheating at first glance, but it's really just using a ruler, basically. Which is really cool that they have a grid tool for that stuff to help too. See that building in the back says lamp on it? That has a reference to my new favorite band, which is basically a group, a Japanese band. They're, let's say, how do I say? Maybe a mix of funk, jazz, which is a really good group. I'd recommend you listening to their music. I know during this drawing I wasn't listening to them, I was listening to some old school big band jazz. But I recommend listening to Lamp. Listen to their album 2004. That's a really good album. Now here on these ripples, it was fun to just take a look at, hey, how do ripples work? But now it's coloring time. So yeah, automatically I'm already choosing more vibrant colors to put on his hair, his body. This friend, we've been friends for quite a long time. Been a long time. I spent a long time stippling the road. But back to this friend. We should talk more, but I never know what to talk about. But that's fine. We come to this understanding. You know? You don't have to talk to know things about each other, you know? Silence is okay. I think a silent understanding is very important. Now I know I did a few mess-ups here on the shading. I should have shaded the legs a little more to show the contrast near the calves, but I just really, then again, you see all this down here in the water. I spent a little bit of time figuring that out, but I should have figured out stuff with, like, you know, shrinking the calves, but at the coloring stage it's pretty much over. Here I started to do some new techniques with the grass. I was blending in some darker colors, and then I started to put in blocks of stuff. I added flowers too. This kind of reminds me of the Ghibli stuff. I saw a post about it online and I was like, hey, I should try that. So yeah, I feel that's a really cool way to do things. I think I'll be doing more of that in a less city-scape surroundings and do more grassy stuff, make it look cool. So I blended a darker orange into the gold and then put shinies on them to make it a little shinier. And now I believe we're going into the skyline after all these pipes. I wanted to make something really surreal and strange in the sky. Like an eye peering down. So that's what I went for. I decided to give it a little laser beam, like a tractor beam. I thought that was fun. So there we have it. That's the end of the drawing. Well, if you enjoyed this voiceover, leave a like, subscribe, and as always, have a great night.